Welcome to Talking Masters Footy with Sue and Flea.
Two women talking all things AFL Masters, the stories, the people, and the love of footy that doesn't stop at 35.
This week we're talking about something that every player experiences, but everyone describes a little bit differently: club culture.
Yeah, so what makes a club feel like home? Why do players stay year after year? And what makes someone walk through the gates for the first time and think, I've found my people?
We'll hear from some players across the competition. We'll wrap up round 9, explore why club culture is about so much more than wins and losses, and look ahead to round 10. So let's talk Masters Footy.
Yay. Right, but before we begin, we'd just like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are recording today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay our respects to elders past and present. We recognise their continuing connection to country, community and culture, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening today.
So, to this episode's core topic, club culture. We've indirectly covered this topic when looking at our Indigenous round and our Pride rounds. In fact, it is the core of all clubs. But what makes a club's culture positive? And conversely, what can see the undoing of a club?
Yeah, so Sue and I are going to have a bit of a chat on what we think are some of the, important values of club culture.
Yeah.
So, as a starting point, Sue, what do you think when I say is club culture something you can see or something you feel, or combination of both?
I reckon it's actually a combination of both. The things that we see are, I think like the environment that you're in. Does your club make an effort to have a clean and tidy environment for you to play your footy in? Yeah. Within the physical environment that we're actually supplied with, generally by councils, if things are clean and tidy, then things are generally organised well.
Yeah. I think it shows respect as well. It shows respect not only for us, for our club and our team members, but it shows, if we're hosting a round, one of the biggest things we do is make sure everything is clean and tidy, because I think it shows respect for the people that are coming.
Yeah, absolutely. That we actually care.
That's right.
Because we do.
Yeah.
But then a hell of a lot of it is what you feel.
Yeah.
So things like, do you feel comfortable going to that place? Do you feel safe going to that place? Do you feel like you're a valued member of the team? Those are all feelings that we all want to feel.
Yeah, definitely. So, speaking of feelings, I guess it's a feeling of feeling, trusted, mutually trusted, and as some of us are bound to do occasionally, making a mistake, whether it be on the ground, turning up to the wrong ground, turning up late, that's life and things happen. And it's feeling that you're supported when those things happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and, we can't always all get to training either. No. And so not feeling like it's the end of the world if you've missed training, that you're not going to be picked for the team, or that, your coach is going to think less of you if you can't make to training.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't make it to training because life gets in the way, and sometimes you don't want to do it. I have to do it because I'm the coach, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of obliged to go. But, even I sometimes think, football training, I don't want to go, but I suck it
Yeah.
up and go and have a good time.
Pity it's a winter sport. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Pre-season training's much more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so looking at club culture, it's about that making people feel welcome at the club as well. That's a core part of everything that we've talked about so far in this series.
Yeah, definitely. And that needs to come from the top down.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, needs to come from the top down committee down to the players, welcoming anyone, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like having respect for everybody, and like Flea's sort of alluded to before, like having zero tolerance for people who are bullies or discriminate or yell at the umpires or yell at their coaches, or sending a great big missive to their coach after the game telling them everything that they did wrong. That's not
I can't imagine doing that.
No.
Personally, but I know it happens.
It does, and that's not part of being a good club member, I don't reckon.
Yeah.
And then it also takes the rest of the team to pull people up when they are doing things that don't align with what you want your club culture to be like.
Absolutely would encourage anyone to speak up. Don't be a bystander.
Yeah, even if it's not directly to the person, but, maybe bringing it up with a committee member that, hey, I didn't feel comfortable in this situation.
Sure.
And looking for some backup or, your coach or, someone that you feel comfortable
knowing
with.
That you're going to be able to approach your committee is important.
Yeah.
You may wish to remain anonymous, and that's 100% fine. But knowing that you safely can do that and that they'll respect your wish to be anonymous.
Yep.
But knowing that they will still deal with it regardless.
Yeah. And I guess that's another thing too, when you look at your club culture, is that the members of the club actually know who the committee are.
Yeah.
That's kind of key.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Along with things that make a club feel welcoming is the very backbone of the club, and that is your volunteers and valuing them. And of course, as a coach, that includes you. You are a volunteer. And I think it's a bit of an area of neglect in a way. I think you're definitely valued in the jobs that you do, but I think it could be done better.
Yeah.
The valuing of the volunteers, I think there's a bit of complacency creeps in.
I think it does, especially if you end up with the same people doing things all of the time.
I reckon,
because people just go, oh, Fiona will do it.
Yeah. Fiona does.
Yeah.
Often. But I think if we were to have this conversation across all our women's clubs, I reckon there'd be a bit of a common thread.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, not everybody's perfect. You may have somebody within your club that creates a bit of upheaval.
Yeah.
Or, you don't exactly agree with them. And that can be really difficult to manage.
Yeah.
But I guess you just got to come back to what are your core philosophies of your club, or as a coach, what are your core meaning of being part of the team? It's not abusing somebody else within your team. Definitely, I would stomp on that like you wouldn't believe. And it's encouraging is more where you should be going. But it can be really hard because especially when you've got a contact team where you've got, 24 plus players generally. There's a lot of different personalities in that. So it can get a bit difficult to manage sometimes.
Yeah. And just to finish off that topic on welcoming, there's a little bit of practical support comes in. For instance, clear information on training times and rules that are available so everyone knows from, day one what that is, and some practical support like offering optional payment plans for fees and making sure that's confidential.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
one person that they can approach if they just can't afford to pay their fees up front in a lump sum. And I know within our club there's probably half a dozen players that have some, private payment plans.
Yep. And
their fees get paid.
Yeah, absolutely. And, along with feeling welcoming new players to the team.
Yeah.
It's really important, I think, as a coach to make them feel like they're part of the team from day one. So remembering their name, always important.
Yeah.
Making sure that I don't always remember. Kirsty, I struggle with her name. I've known her for years. Still can't get it out sometimes. Anyway, but, making sure everybody's introduced.
Yeah.
Making sure that the new person knows who everybody is. Not in a scary flood them with all the information, but, dribs and drabs so that, each week adding another layer to it. Yeah. But making sure that right from the start that they feel like they're a part of the team. And, as a coach with me, that is things like praising them when they do something good, or they've attempted to do something, it's attempted to kick the ball, it's gone completely skew if going, yeah, I've done that before. And going, okay, how can we correct that?
Yeah.
And letting them know that making mistakes is a part of the learning process.
Absolutely. So should we talk about what keeps people coming back then?
Yeah, I think we've kind of delved into this before.
Yes.
But I think it's definitely worth reiterating how important that social connection is that we get from a football team.
Yeah.
Any sports club, really.
Yeah. And, because it's the mantra of Masters Footy, it's fun. Footy for fun.
Yeah, some people, I think,
just remind ourselves occasionally.
Yeah, some people might lose that occasionally and think it's footy for winning. Not everybody can be a winner.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do with all the other teams that don't win the grand final?
Well, I wasn't there on Saturday, but I just kept waiting for a score to come through. Now that we are competitive.
Yes.
Nobody did, so I was too afraid to ask the question.
Sorry, Flea.
We must have lost.
No, we had a good day.
Yeah.
But, song singing needs a hell of a lot of work. There's too many words in the song.
Yeah.
If you're a Richmond supporter, sorry, there's too many words in your song. Yeah. So, we all look for that sense of belonging, being a valued part of the team. And, there's all the physical health benefits that go along with doing exercise as we age as well.
Mental fitness.
Absolutely.
Is there anything better than getting your heart rate up?
Yep. There is sitting on the couch. Oh. No. No, definitely that physical fitness is important. But the mental break that you get too by going to training, especially if you've got young kids, you've got that couple of hours just for you. When you're concentrating on doing a drill or a skill or something, you actually can't think of anything else. You're focusing completely on what you're doing. So all the other crap in your life just disappears.
You have to concentrate.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, I think we've talked about this before, as we age, our issues become different, Um, coaching women's football, when they're younger, it's periods, but now we're losing our periods and going through menopause, which has a whole hormonal range of things that we go through. Aging parents, there's a whole heap of different stuff that we have to deal with that we haven't hit before. So,
Yeah. The grown-up kids that are still kids.
still annoying the hell out of you. Yep. So
Still got issues, just
different.
different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So having that outlet for yourself is important, and also having other people who are in similar situations or been in similar situations and actually understand what you're saying
Yeah.
is important, definitely, for your mental health. So, yeah. So, Flea, if someone asked you to describe your club, which is Eastern Warriors, in 3 words, what would you say?
I suppose, from a personal point of view,
Yep.
it's definitely belonging.
Yep.
And that is not only because of being involved initially with the team, but, as I suppose I call myself a long-standing committee member.
Yep, definitely.
And, someone that likes to organise and get things done. There's a lot of reward, particularly when we have, functions and things, and everything gets pulled together. And, a large part of that is because of the hard work you've put in as a volunteer.
Yep.
And, it's so that sense of belonging and feeling valued. That's the other
Yep.
word I was trying to think of. So for me, it's belonging, it's feeling valued, or valued as a third word, and I guess teamwork
Yep.
is the other one for me. As I suppose team manager, not that I've had a massive role as a team manager, because our team doesn't really need a team manager, Sue, because we're all
Not
very
as
good at
much.
everything.
Yeah, true.
We
True.
are, yeah. But I still like to think of myself as the team manager.
Oh, you are a valued part of our team, Flea.
Yeah. And so that's for me. What about you?
For me, it would be, I don't think you can get past the word belonging.
No.
I think that is at the core of good club culture, is that feeling that you belong there. It would be friendship, would be another core word that I would use in regards to good club culture, and that sort of passion. That's the word. You wrote that word. Passion, the passion that we all share. We
Yeah.
all share for footy, that we all want to be there having fun playing footy.
Yeah.
And I think that those sort of 3 things for me sort of describe what good club
Yeah.
culture is about.
There's a few other words you could throw in. Like, I think there's a lot of mutual respect as well.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And when I spoke to some of the other girls at the grounds on Saturday, inclusion was a big word that came up. So, yeah.
So anyway, that was, I guess, rounding up our conversation. That's, I guess, a few words from Sue and I on our views on club culture, what we feel, what we think, as, I guess, long-term members of the inaugural women's comp in 2018. Seen a lot of changes, a lot of comings and goings. We went through some lean years with COVID. We were a contact team. We're now not a contact team. So, and I think part of that culture, when you talk about friendship, is that, out of all of this, is that I've feel like you and I are good friends, great friends.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Life wouldn't be the same without you, Flea.
Yeah. Sue.
I'm
On and
getting
off the
soppy
field.
now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Right. So Sue spoke to some of the players at round 9, and we did also put it to our very own Eastern Warriors players to put together some words to explain what club culture means to them.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. And we have got
Tamara from Willie.
Okay, so Tamara, this episode we're looking at club culture. What do you think are the important things that you do at your club to help encourage that sort of, positive culture?
I think Willie do it very well. They're very inclusive. Our families can come down. Our families are involved. A lot of us bring our kids down. It's the men and women are kind of one team. It's just all about inclusivity and making sure everyone feels at home.
Absolutely. And we've come across that quite a bit in the episodes that we've covered as well. And so who do you think are some people at your club that help keep that culture?
I think a big shout out to our president Walshy. He's really big on it. I think we all, outside of that, we all have a part in that. We're all an important part of making sure that when someone comes down, they feel comfortable and they feel welcome and they feel safe.
Yep, fantastic. Well done on your game today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome to the podcast. And today we have got...
Erin Smith, Esdav. People call me Esdav.
Yep, and Erin plays with...
Parkside Spurs.
Okay, so Erin, what do you think drives positive culture at a club?
Look, the players and the coaches, the whole club has to be behind the culture in order to make it a positive one. We have played together now for a few years, and obviously you get new players some years and you have people exiting, but I feel like at the Spurs we've always held really true to our morals and ethics, and we just want to have a bloody good time, and I think that is really felt throughout the whole Masters side. So we have our non-contact team, which we've just got up this year, and it's been really exciting, and it's definitely just a show up and play kind of comp, because that's what people wanted to do. And we have the best fun and lots of lols and just try to work out the rules week to week. And so the culture of that team is driven by on the day, everyone having a great time. We have had 23 individuals come through our non-contact team, 24 because we had a new one today.
Yep.
And yet, no matter who we have on the field, you can feel that everyone's up and about. We're all supportive, hardly know each other's names, but we're just having a really good time, learning the rules and having a kick. And the contact team have played together, as I said, for a few years now, and everyone is just really invested in doing it for each other, and that is what drives us as a club. I haven't played contact at all this year until today. Look, my jumpers needs an iron because it's been in the drawer. But even being out in the field today with the team, you can feel it's still the same old thing. Everyone's encouraging each other. Always words of positivity. We never get in each other's ears, which I just love. And yeah, I guess we've just got, we've got good people, and the people who are here want to be here for the same reasons, and that's what drives our culture.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you've driven the non-contact team this year, and the fact that you've had so many people through is a testament to you reaching out and finding people. And how do you think having a non-contact team has helped the club?
Yeah, look, as I said, because we're kind of a show up and play team and we haven't sort of started doing regular training, the non-contact team is probably a little bit separate to the club, but everyone pulls on the jumper, and then you feel that real team spirit. And so, there might be sort of 5 of us who consistently play every week, and all the others are peripheral, new, in and out, because, we have lives.
Yeah.
But as soon as the jumper's on, we're all there for each other. We're all excited to play, and we love footy. So, non-contact's actually been a really fun sort of step back. And, I'm still trying to come to terms with the non-contact rules. I'm doing my best. But I think that across the board, a lot of the teams have people playing across both. So you can see that, everyone's learning and trying to pull back a little bit for the non-contact thing.
Yeah.
But it's fun and fast, and
it's really skills driven, isn't it?
It really is, isn't it? And that's actually probably why we should train a little bit more.
That's okay. It's, development, each year,
That's right. And next year we have, because we didn't know if we were going to have a consistent team this year, right?
Yep.
First inaugural year for us. But now that we know we do, and with the 23 people, I reckon we'll probably keep 15 of those for next year.
Yeah, fantastic.
Which means that we can implement doing trading, doing some fitness and skills, and I think you'll see, hopefully, a more skillful side next year.
No, well done. Thanks, Erin.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this week we're having a bit of a chat about club culture, what it means to each of you, or a combined chat. Just after, a bit of time within a club, what, your thoughts are on it, what's important to you. So I've got Ren and Helen, and okay, go for it, guys.
For me, this is my first football experience. I've been around men's football. Hubby's played quite a number of years and son's played. So for me to participate was quite a big step. So I joined the Warriors and found a great bunch of girls to play with. And hence I'm in my 4th year now, I think. Positive plus, you can't have anything better than this team. Always promoting positivity and encouragement. Even when we do something silly, we laugh at our own selves, which is the best thing. It's the best feeling. We all come together, we enjoy what we do. Yeah. And that's how I see a football club should be.
Yeah. It's actually one of the points Sue and I discussed in our recording, was the ability or the feeling that you can do something completely ridiculous on the ground, like kick an own goal, run the wrong way, turn up to the wrong ground, get lost on the way there. It's absolutely not, you're quite comfortable.
Of course, and look, we laugh at our own selves. Yeah. And that's how it should be,
Helen?
Well, I'm not sure what else to say after that. You said everything there. But I think what I've noticed this year is I think we're very welcoming, and I think that's very important. We've had a few new players this year, and I like to think that, well, any club, if it's a good club, they will be very welcoming to new people and encouraging.
Yeah, that's very important, and we touched on that as well. Thanks. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hey, girls. Also, in part of our discussion on club culture, I've got Kirsty and Doc. Kathy, Doc. So, Kirsty, do you want to go first and tell me what club culture means to you, or sum it up in a few words?
Okay, so club culture means a safe space for everybody to come along and get involved and enjoy themselves and make new friends. And I also think it's about accepting all different abilities in football skills and stuff, but everybody's just welcome, and I think that's a great club culture. We're not isolating people because they're not good enough, but I think they're all
absolutely
very inclusive of
we are
different skills. And
can I just say, other clubs often comment on that, particularly about us, about the Warriors. Doc.
Yeah, absolutely, well said. Thank you. And I think that an inclusive club, clubs have a responsibility to be welcoming and inclusive, and also promote kind of causes and inclusivity to the broader community. So, at the Warriors, we've got our Indigenous tops, and we've also got Pride tops. So both of those kind of showing that our club is kind of welcoming of these kind of causes that are close to our hearts, and generally tend to be close to the hearts of the footballing community more broadly. So very important to kind of be welcoming of those kind of people.
Yeah.
Those kind of causes.
Yes, causes. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey girls, okay, also I have with me today is Sandra and Kylie, who are going to give us a few little words about what club culture means to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Look, I think for me, the Warriors has been really welcoming, really inclusive, and I think the fact that we don't play for cheap stations is something that really appealed to me about this club. You know, to come and start footy when you're in your 40s and you don't have those skills, you can come and enjoy it, and nobody's gonna, heave you over the coals for not doing a good job. Everybody just comes and, we like to respect everybody that we play with and all the different abilities that we all have, and it doesn't matter if we make mistakes, and having respect for the other teams that we play against and the umpires and all the volunteers that do everything when we turn up every week, and there's somebody there in the canteen, and especially you, Flea. I think having people around the club that really put in that extra. It's nice to see, and we've got a lot of people in this club that help out and make sure that it's ready if we're hosting a game, and we like to be welcoming when we're having people here and welcoming of everybody.
Thanks, Sandra.
Yeah, you said that really well. My first year at the Warriors, and what I love most about the team is everyone's so welcoming, supportive. You feel like you belong. It's a community. There's lots of fun things that are happening. People care about each other, and I think that just makes you want to turn up. It makes you want to play. It makes you want to do your best. But it doesn't matter what you can or can't do, because it's just about turning up and having a great time.
Excellent. Great words. Thank you, girls.
Thanks, Flea.
And then I also spoke to Parkside Spurs coach Doreen Roberts about her coaching and also how important a positive club culture is to her team. We missed her for Women's Coaching Month, which was last month, so it was great to catch up with her on Saturday. So hi and welcome to the podcast, Doreen from Parkside Spurs, absolutely. So Doreen, you are the head coach of the women's team this year. And how long have you been coaching for?
So I had a bit of a break, went back to playing, but I coached probably all up. I've been coaching about 7 years, but had a bit of a break to come back and play Masters. But this is the first year head coach of the Masters.
And what do you like about coaching?
I think Masters, especially the Masters girls, it's all about getting the girls together and giving. A lot of the girls have young kids and giving them their own outlet, and a lot of the girls are at the age where they didn't get to play footy even when they were, in under 12s with the boys. So they just want to learn to kick the footy with their kids, I think. And I think that's what's made me fall in love with footy again. So. Yeah,
it certainly gives you a bit of buzz when you can see them executing the skills that you've taught them. Yeah. So looking at club culture this episode, so what do you think are the things that make a good positive culture at a club?
I think the main thing we've been doing with our girls, and it's been like this at the Spurs since it was back in VWFL days, is we all really have each other's back, and that's not just on the field and the normal footy stuff. Like this year we've had 2 girls have really serious ankle injuries, and one girl we actually raised nearly $3,500 for her. That was just in the Masters team. People dropping off care packages and looking after each other's kids when people are going through stuff. And I think it's just all about, it's not just about one person. We don't have any individuals on our team, and it's about how we can do things together as like a collective group, which, people move houses and you have 10 people there helping unload trucks and looking after the kids when people get sick and stuff like that. Like we had a police officer who worked with a police officer that just recently passed away, and, I think she had that many people just offering support and stuff like that. And I think it's more about the people than the footy for us, to be honest.
Absolutely. As an adult, it can be hard to develop that network. So that's where sport definitely comes to the fore.
And we have a lot of little kids around the Spurs, which I'm sure everybody's noticed. and dogs. And they come on a Saturday and they just all run off together and go behind the goals and get the footies for everybody, and they think it's the best thing. So,
Yep.
I'm all about it. I don't have kids myself, but I have a stepdaughter now. But
Yep.
she's 21 and tells me where to go when I need to. But it's all those little things that everyone just gets involved in, and I think that's what makes Parkside.
Yeah, and it's sort of setting that example for the kids too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're lucky enough that next year we'll be going through a merger and we'll have a junior program. So we're going to inherit 140 children off Ascot Vale, and it's going to be awesome. I think, I've just got distracted by an injured player walking out of the club rooms, and exactly what I was saying. 3 people just helping her walk out the room. So just little things like that. It's just, we have a very special place at Parkside. And,
fantastic. All right. Well, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ourselves.
We can't be at both grounds when there's 2, but we're very excited for round 10 because we're all in the one place. It's gather round.
Yeah.
So watch out for Flea and I. I have to admit, on Saturday, Flea was unavailable, so it was just me, and I suffered from a large case of imposter syndrome, and I was too scared to go up and talk to people, which is completely ridiculous because I know people when I ask them always go, yeah, I'll chat to you. So I don't know, the brain does weird stuff to your head.
Yeah. That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. 100% get it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do our round 9 wrap up. So let's head around the grounds for results of round 9. Hosting this week were Wyndham and Port Melbourne. And what a wonderful day for footy it was too. Freezing cold morning, I believe. But plenty of sunshine and very little wind. Sounds glorious.
Absolutely it was. I sat in the sunshine and had trouble going home. But then I remembered I had to go home because I had seniors women's at 5 o'clock.
Well,
So
big
it was
day.
it was a big footy day. I was tired. So first up, Footy Rush. So games were split across the 2 venues this week. And let me just say, as Fiona alluded to, it was a bit crisp and there was a layer of frost on the ground for our 9 o'clock start. Game 1 was at Port Melbourne, where the Brunswick Mudlarks, 3 goals, 3-21, played Carrum Cowgirls, 18-5, 113. Game 2 was at Wyndham, where Eastern Warriors, 10 goals, 10-70, played Parkside Spurs, 3 goals, 5-23. A big thanks to Mish, Kathy, or Doc as we call her, and Kylie from Warriors, who jumped over and helped out Spurs. And Mish kicked a goal for Spurs too.
Did she? Good
Yes.
on her. All right, moving on to Division 1. So game 1 was at Port Melbourne, where Mordialloc 15-14, 104 defeated Box Hill North 2-1-13. The Mordialloc goals were Michaela Cox 4, Amanda Writer-Dando 3, 2 each to Georgina Lee, Annette Collins and Jodie Dixon, and 1 each to Lisa Marie Williams and Trudy Miller. The Box Hill North goals, both goals were kicked by Jean Tung. Obviously, another dominant display by the Div 1 team, Div 1 ladder leaders, Mordialloc. Box Hill did persist with goals in the second and last quarters. So at this point, we're looking forward to round 10, where we see Mordialloc play Port Melbourne in the battle of 1v2.
Absolutely.
Very exciting.
So game 2 was at Wyndham. Parkside Spurs, 2 goals, 3-15, were defeated by Williamstown, 3 goals, 12-30. So Parkside goals went to Kirsten Pocock and Nico Forte, and Williamstown goals were Fiona Pazzett 2 and Kate Splatt 1. So Spurs always determined were actually ahead at three-quarter time, 15-12, thanks in part to Williamstown's inaccuracy in front of goals. It was really only in the last quarter that Williamstown were able to kick a couple of goals to put them in a winning position. No wind this round, unlike the howling wind when last coast hosted. And the large ground is large, is long, it's wide. Seems to keep the scores fairly low when we play there. So with a lot of play happening sort of between the arcs.
Okay. The final game in Div 1 was at Port Melbourne, where Port Melbourne 7-6-48 defeated Carrum 3-3-21. Port goals were kicked by Lisa Walsh with 2, Ashley Wilson with 2, Tori Pettit, Natalie Parks and Amy McCormack all with 1 goal. Carrum's best were Shannon Richards, Natalie Belcher, Julie Kafuso, Emma Putson and Cara Barker. Carrum goals, Jen Lily 2 and Emma Putson 1. The first quarter was a tight battle with scores Carrum's way 9-7. Port came out strong in the second quarter, scoring 4 goals to none. Carrum were not able to close the gap for the rest of the game.
In first position, Mordia on 36 points and undefeated. In position 2, we have Port Melbourne on 32 points. Third is Williamstown on 18. And fourth is Carrum on 16. In fifth position, Parkside with 6 points. And last of all, in position 6, Box Hill North with no wins at this stage. Now, with the final game next weekend, the only thing that could potentially change would be Port Melbourne and Mordia position. However, Port Melbourne would have to have a huge win over Mordia to get the percentage, boost their percentage. So I think even if Port won, Mordialloc potentially would still be at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, because they'd both be on 36.
Yeah, but Mordia have got
Mordi's percentage.
It's much higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, I'm sure Port would like to know that they can beat them.
Yeah. And Mordy would like to know that they can still beat
and remain undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so Div 2 results. Game 1 at Wyndham 2-1-13, were defeated by Brunswick 5-7-37. Wyndham goals, Paula Bunting and Amber Kurutz. Brunswick's best were Mamie Akazi, Rena Nard, Lani Verde, Bron McGorlick and Emma Starling. Goals, all with 1 each, were Peter Price, Emma Starling, Nadine Lampard, Lani Verde and Deborah Lochnan. So Peter put on the boots, Sue.
She always does. She's a playing coach.
Okay.
And then...
all right, yeah.
And then Vay does the board and the interchanges and everything.
Okay. I just thought Peter was injured, but maybe...
No.
The Battle of 1v2, this was a fiercely contested battle. The Brunswick defence worked hard, keeping Wyndham scoreless for the first 3 quarters. But to Wyndham's credit, they persisted and never gave up, kicking their 2 goals, won in the first quarter of the game.
Final quarter of the game.
Yes, in the final quarter of the game. Thank you.
Absolutely. They weren't going to give up. And game 2 also at Wyndham, Sunbury Lions, 7 goals, 6-48, defeated Northside Lions, 2 goals to 14. Sunbury best, Jessica Rodino, Helen Hutchins, Maria Camilleri, Lisa Vandenherk and Pauline Hutchins. And the goals were kicked by Pauline Hutchins with 4, Babe Burgess with 1, and Kelly Karuna 1. I'm sure I'm butchering all these names.
Yeah.
Northside best were Sheena D'Souza, Rosie Busuttil, Freya Logan, Laurel Irving and Susan Novak. And their 2 goals went to Rosie Busuttil, both kicked in the first quarter. Screw around her shoulder. She can't kick, had a set shot, missed it, but she kicked 2 goals that she sort of kicked over her shoulder and around the corner. So it was a very even first quarter with the scores at quarter time, Sunbury 13 and Northside 14. And it made it look like we were in for a tight tussle for the win. However, Sunbury were able to shut down Northside's scoring ability for the rest of the game and continued to score themselves, coming out the victors.
Okay, thank you. Game 3 was at Port Melbourne, where Peninsula 6642 defeated Darebin 410-34. Peninsula's best were Diane King, Emma Ince, Riley Snell, Eliza Bulkey and Renee Dunn. Goals were Renee Dunn 3 and Diane King, Danielle Grant and Karen Phillips, all with 1 each. Darebin's best, Rachel Holt, Melissa Young and Chloe Persing. Goals went to Rachel Holt with 1 and Lisa Walsh with 3. In the closest game of the day, Peninsula came out strong in the first quarter, leading 26-7 at the break. Darebin then attacked hard in the second quarter with scores 27-25 at halftime, just in Peninsula's favour. Was there a strong win at Port Melbourne resulting in a scoring end?
We don't know. We weren't there.
We're not. In a hard-fought game, Peninsula were able to continue to score, just defeating a defiant Darebin. It was good to see Darebin up there.
Yeah, they had a couple of fill-ins again, so that always helps.
Yeah. It's good to see Rachel's back and playing good footy.
Playing well, yeah. So the Div 2 ladder looks like this with 1 game to go. In first position, Brunswick, 36 points, undefeated, cannot be moved from that position. Second, Peninsula, with 24 points. Their win on the weekend put them up to second. Third is Wyndham on 22 points, and Northside are in fourth position on 14 points. Sunbury hot on their tails with 12 points, and Darebin have no win this season. So the fight's definitely on for fourth position, with Northside needing to win their final game. Well, they don't need to win. If both Northside and Sunbury lost, Northside would still be in.
Yeah, in the 4.
But if Sunbury won and Northside lost, they'd be out.
Yeah.
However, we'll see later who they're playing. So, yeah.
Okay. Round 10 action. So it's the final round, and it's the fabulous gather round with all teams playing at Box Hill North. 10 minutes down the road from me. Yay. First up, Footy Rush arrive at 8:30. Group warm-up at 8:45 and with game time at 9 o'clock. Game 1 will be Williamstown versus Eastern Warriors, and Game 2 will be Carrum v Parkside, with Brunswick having the bye.
And Div 1 is all on the southwest oval, which, if my bearings are right, that's the larger oval, furthest from the road. Box Hill North versus Parkside at 10:30. Carrum versus Williamstown at 12:30. And the game of the day, Port Melbourne versus Mordialloc at 2:30 p.m.
Div 2 will all be on the southeast oval. Darebin v Northside at 10:15. Wyndham v Peninsula at 12:15. Where the winner will end up second on the ladder. So it is all to play for. And Sunbury v Brunswick at 2:15. A must-win for Sunbury to be in contention for finals, and a very tough ask.
Yeah, it's very tough. Brunswick are undefeated, so, you know. But anyway, you never know what happens on the day. So then, to wrap things up, when people ask why we are still involved in Masters Footy, the answer is rarely just because I love football.
Absolutely not. It's because of the friendships, because of the laughs. It's because someone notices when you don't turn up. It's a very good point, Sue. It's because there are people who celebrate your wins and support you through the tough weeks.
Absolutely. And a strong club culture isn't built overnight. It's built every time someone welcomes a new player, thanks a volunteer, encourages a teammate, or simply asks, how are you going?
That is what keeps people coming back.
And at the end of the day, wins and losses just become part of the history books.
But the friendships, the laughter and the memories stay with us for a lifetime.
And that is the real culture of Masters Footy.
So don't forget to let us know about your milestone players so we can grab an interview with them, particularly being last round is, next episode is last round. So, get them in.
Yeah, and we'll both be there.
Yes, we will.
So Flea will support me with my imposter syndrome. And
unless we both get it at the same time.
Then we're in trouble. So we'll try and grab as many interviews from people as we can about your season. And, if you've got a milestone, we really want to talk to you.
Sometimes it's just 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a full-on,
No.
Full-on interview. Anything to say about Carnival?
Oh, yeah. Registration's actually closed.
Okay.
Last Friday.
Yeah.
So you'd need to contact your state if you are still interested and haven't registered. And trainings are happening. Those that are in the know, in the WhatsApp chat group will know. I've got the hiccups. And just to let everybody know too that on Wednesday nights, the non-contact team at Warriors will continue training. There'll be some practice or exhibition matches during the final series. So Brunswick are really keen for us to be there. And so they've got the semi-finals on whatever 2 weeks from 2 weeks is.
Yeah.
And then Mordialloc are hosting the grand finals. So we'll be there as well playing some non-contact footy, which is exciting. So that's always good practice for Carnival too. But the Warriors,
everyone's welcome to join for a bit of non-contact if they're not playing finals and want to.
Absolutely. We'll put out some information about that after round 10.
Yeah.
And Warriors will keep training. The girls will keep training. So people are welcome to come down if you're on the southeast side of town and have a run with us as well. So is that all you've got to say, Flea?
I think so, sir.
Good. So until next time.
Look after your body.
Look after each other.
And remember...
the best clubs don't just build footballers, they build communities. God, that was a big ask. So it's footy for fun, and we're just getting started. That was vaguely close.